Butter oops, sorry. I was thinking of the little butter Yes, that. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Now that I've been embarrassed, how are you? Hello, look, he's our podcast character.
Because, as those of you who are following Read Dracula will know, the captain of the Demeter is having minus fun.
Negative fun at the moment. I'm a bit behind, to be honest.
That's the bad news. The good news is he won't be having minus fun much longer.
We'll have to catch up this weekend because
I think take 15 minutes.
I got caught up to your first appearance, and then life, and I haven't caught up since.
I love how it's done. I love how it's everything that happens on one day. So one episode literally opens with, "So Wind, my only friend, I hate you. Shut up, Wind." Meanwhile, Lucy's having a party, which is really nice.
Yes, exactly. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello, and welcome to another Thrilling Adventure. I'm sorry. We're watching so much Dimension 20.
Oh, good lord.
It is delightful. I wish nothing but the best for Kilogram. I hope he goes and has a wonderful, thriving hacking business. What were we?
Kilogram and Krang. We decided that Kilogram and Krang set up like a hostage extraction business.
They just did the jailbreak last night, Hawkeye.
Which led to the slogan being, "If you give us shout, we get you out."
Yes, which was so... I loved Kilogram so much. I also completely adored Emily's having Sid,
outrageously flirt with
with one Verkadian protector droid, and then blow the other one out of the sky. It was a very good episode that we finished last night. So, yes.
Just how well...
Yes, we are watching Starstruck Us.
How well formed the NPCs are. The fact that in one line... Kilogram is instantly just, he's a guy. You know who he is and what he looks like. I love that.
I'm very much looking forward to next episode.
It was a pleasure to jailbreak with you. Perhaps we will see you later.
We go now. Exactly. I wish him a long and fruitful life. I hope he reappears at some point.
It's like the cabbage guy in Avatar.
Right? Secret tunnels. Exactly. Hello, welcome to the stream. This is the nonsense. Welcome to Night Cheese. This is what we do. It is cheesy. It takes place at night.
We've had 6 weeks of relentless intensity with the incredible There Is No Anti-Memetics division. So this week is colouring in.
Not quite colouring in, but we are going to be playing a lovely, not at all horrifying, honest, you should see the content warnings, oh my god, click-and-point adventure game that we don't have to narrate. This is not a visual novel. This is a voice-acted, it looks 16-bit to me, video game of, it's called The Excavation of HOB'S Barrow. It is very much in the M.R. James vein. It features the delightful Shogo
Miyakita
from St. Kilda as one of the voice actors, and many other people I'm sure we'll look up and find soon.
Also, should Naomi be in the chat or be on her way to the chat, hey buddy, we hope you're feeling better. I believe Naomi's had her tonsils out, and as a result cannot talk, which is driving her crazy.
Yes, I'm sure it is. And then last week we had the phenomenal interview with Quantum, which was so good.
Oh my goodness.
If people in the chat or watching the VOD are looking for writing advice, go watch that interview. Quantum is a fantastically eloquent speaker, and we got really into the nitty-gritty of some stuff. It was great.
I don't think I've even told you this, but in the space of the week since then, I have used Quantum's just finish something. Finish anything thing twice.
Nice.
And it works.
It was a really good chat. So now I'm gonna yawn.
Because it's been a long day, a long week, and a long month, and I know it's only the 2nd.
And it's going to be a long weekend too, so that'll be fun.
Because we're traveling. We're going to a friend's wedding in Manchestershire on Saturday, and then we're going to go see my folks on Sunday.
And we will wave at you, Wendy, as we drive by quickly. Not because we're driving by you quickly, but because it'll be late and we have hours to go.
Wendy, did you get the non-Euclidean guinea pig run out? Did you not see this?
I heard about the problems getting it into the van. I saw the photo of her in the driver's seat with it in the van.
Which it should not have fitted within.
We have not yet seen if it's survived exfiltration from the van. It's still in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, Wendy. Good luck. And hopefully you will have a backyard at some point and not just a former slab of 7-inch thick concrete, which was... this is the family car. It's properly inconvenient. Oh, dear. I hope you don't have to break it into
Best of luck.
pieces. Go slowly. Get lots of help. Laughs hollowly about building work. Do you have a throbbing headache from listening to the jackhammer all day long? I'm sorry. But we'll talk a little bit more about the schedule after we play and when we do shenanigans this evening. Preview. We will not be streaming on Sunday morning because we will be waking up in Manchester. Because we will be traveling. But we will be here tonight, and the full lid will be out on Friday because I'm going to get it edited tomorrow before we get on the road.
In the part of today, I didn't spend writing a difficult thing to a deadline. I spent writing that to a deadline.
Yes,
so.
Exactly. And then no Sunday, but back Wednesday.
Oh, we had an apartment inspection as well. And we could tell it was a new arrival because they came in and we went, yeah, we've reported the broken lights 5 times. And they were like, what, really? And wrote it down. And I very nearly said, oh, my sweet summer child.
We are very much hoping this will be the last apartment inspection we have to endure because, more progress has been made on the operation. Get the hell. But we still don't have anything useful like completion dates or things of that nature. So all is strange and vague. No, finish the line. All is strange and vague. Are we dead or is this Ohio? Have you not watched Animaniacs? Okay. Gonna have to. Right, let me write that down.
I know about like the country song and the rap party.
Good, but you have not watched All is Strange and Vague. Are we dead or is this Ohio? Have to.
Burn that steak like you burned all those before. I told you. Anything like I was before.
You're both sometimes cutting out. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that, Wendy. Maybe the microphone's too far. My guess is that we have the window open.
Let me deal with that.
Oh, okay. Operations. Never do that voice in my presence again, sir.
Which one?
The one that you just used. Wendy, I hate to tell you something about an upcoming podcast.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, I mean that
one. You're in trouble.
That's fine. I already got mine. Okay, so hopefully that will help with the microphone a little bit. We'll just, sweat profusely and hopefully in ways that nobody observes. Some of us are pod people, okay? All right, here we go.
To answer your question, almonds.
To answer your question, almonds.
We got a whole bunch of shit in the mail. It was great.
Oh, yes. No, this one is still under NDA. It hasn't even been teased as being announced yet.
Oh, no, it's been extremely teased. They're just not talking about what it is.
Okay.
They posted a photo of the cast recording.
That's true, they did. We'll let you go from there. It was in the full lid. Yes, we got a fantastic package of things from
Cloudy Apple.
The lovely Cloudy Apple, exactly, including some little zines. And more importantly...
No, as importantly.
Most importantly...
Differently importantly.
We have Tim Tams! They are crunchy, tasty, and apparently these are straws.
Yes, I have introduced Marguerite to the Tim Tam maneuver.
So apparently what you do is you bite the quarters off of them and then drink your drink through it like a chocolatey straw.
Yep.
You will not be doing that live on stream in a white t-shirt. Thank you. Okay, right. Now I've challenged him. Are those British candy? No, Tim Tams are Australian
penguins, basically.
They're Australian penguins. They're like chocolate sandwich biscuit things.
Picture a bourbon cream enrobed in chocolate.
Exactly. But they look... I can't wait to try them. What is penguins? Same thing.
Picture a bourbon cream enrobed in chocolate.
Yes, they're little sandwich biscuits with a little thin layer of something dipped in chocolate. They are yummy.
Also, and this will...
Penguins also have a joke on the back, okay?
Yes, they do.
These do not have jokes.
Also, it amazes me that penguins have only ever come in penguin flavor. They do not have white chocolate penguins, which would seem like a mortal lock. They do not have dark chocolate penguins. They're just...
Okay, don't say penguin flavored, because that is a bad connotation that you're eating endangered birds.
Fair point, well made.
Okay.
We also, ages ago, backed one of the big Kickstarters from Mothership, which is an excellent science fiction role-playing game. All of which showed up. This is like 15 Mothership supplements. One of which...
Look at what it's called. It's a little spiral notebook. It's called Breach of Contract, a legal practitioner's treatise on agreements between parties. First of all, look at this. It has an executive suite sticker, which I am totally going to keep. You might be able to tell I'm very excited about this. Look, it comes in a little sealed bag with a disclaimer on the front about the bag. That's really exciting to me and no one else. That's okay.
Are you going to read the disclaimer?
Okay, shall we read the disclaimer?
Let's read
It'll
the
be
disclaimer.
the opening monologue because I won't be able to stop by going on tangents. Okay. The chat can talk about penguins and biscuits.
We also got these with it.
I love this. A little escape pod pass, non-transferable.
Days since our last accident.
Days since last toll bridge. Which I think is delightful. I love how you can read this as, did we make it a day? It remains to be seen. But I have a crafting bag. Oh, thank you, Shiny. You're like my super law fan. I appreciate it. I have a crafting bag that I hold on my cross stitch in that I sew all of my patches onto that I get from various Kickstarters, and they get to join the collection, which will be delightful. Okay, I'm gonna read the disclaimer. Opening this book constitutes a legal agreement between customer and publisher. Terms are not defined. And such agreement governs customers' use of this book. Publisher agrees to grant a revocable, non-fungible license. What about just a transferable? Okay. Is it sub-licensable? Doesn't say. To the customer for use of this book. Customer agrees to that any intellectual or real property transferred by such contracts herein may be subject to law of first in time by publisher. So not personal property? Real property and intellectual property, but not personal property. That's weird. I would have just sent all property. Furthermore, publisher does disclaim any legal obligation provided or incurred throughout the use of this book. You can't put a disclaimer at the top. You have to put it at the bottom. This is a non-operative clause. This is a whereas. Publisher proclaims that no legal writing herein grants sovereignty, citizenship, or any combination of the two, enforceable in and governed by the laws of the Andromeda Nebula. Well, that part's okay. But good luck with that. No legal writing herein grants sovereignty or citizenship. Well, granting sovereignty would be a heck of an accomplishment in a document. I guess. Anyway, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to open this and play about it. Hold up in court. It doesn't even hold up on stream, Shiny.
Exactly.
So I'm very excited about this. Space law. Space law is a whole. Oh no!
Space law.
Space law is a whole thing. Like I have a book on space law. It's really cool.
Each one of these pages is different.
Ooh, new contract smell. It's spiral bound. They're perforated. Ooh, kind of stinky. Universal Commercial Adjudication Division. Caveat emptor. How to handle this book. Reading the book. Flip out the... Oh, this is really cool. Unified Admiralty Court of Outer Space. Blah of the Blah system was on motion first made to this company in this behalf. Okay, you need to put this away or this is going to be the stream. Take it.
So we're going to do this as a stream at some point.
Oh.
Because
I mean, but that would only be fun for me. Let's be honest. Nobody else is going to find this
would it only be fun for her?
Okay, it would be fun for me and the audience. It would probably not be terribly fun for the players. It's like paranoia, right? The GM has fun and the players endure. Wait, Marguerite. Oh, Marguerite.
I have plans.
You have... Give me
No. I have plans.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to read through it. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in here.
Yeah, it's like 15
it looks like
supplements.
A map and
yeah, there's a
bunch of other things. I'm totally keeping this executive suite sticker.
What she actually means is she's keeping the static-proof Ziploc to keep important shit in.
I have a 15-year-old book that came in a static-proof bag that I bought 2 copies of, one of which is still in the static proof
I believe you
bag.
gave the other one to me.
I do believe I did.
Mm-hmm. Google Annabelle Scheme. You're very welcome.
Yeah. ANNA, Annabelle, BELLA, Annabelle Scheme. Yep. Robin Sloan. Phenomenal stuff.
At some point, I'd still really like to revisit the idea of us doing the audiobook of that. Mm-hmm. It involves a San Francisco-based legally minded private detective and her possible demon,
She's not
possible
legally
AI.
minded. She works for... No.
She's a bit legally minded.
Doesn't he work for Google or just one of the story characters work for?
And her possible demon, possible AI, possibly it doesn't matter, earring sidekick.
Also, falafels.
Falafels are a very important part.
And Pluto Tower. It's a really good book. I really enjoy it. All right, I'll email Rob. I think we talked to him about it years and years ago.
We did, at Borderlands.
It's been, right. Back when Borderlands was Borderlands. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's move quickly on.
We don't have time to unpack all that.
We don't have time to unpack all that. I've been playing Ace Attorney for the first time this week. Okay, I get like three screens into it and I start yelling. I'm like, he's bought me like the whole series like twice and I just can't. I laugh too hard. I don't make it very far.
We have the movie.
What? There's a movie?
It gets better. We have the movie. I think it's only in German. And it is a Scott Pilgrim style film where
of course it is.
The words appear and he yells objection and it hurtles towards his opponent.
I'm gonna have to see this.
Mm-hmm. We have the movie.
I have to see this. Okay. Eugenia Perez, Space Lawyer. That sounds fantastic. I've been playing Ace Attorney for the first, and all the authentic legal rulings are definitely making me want to see Marguerite spend an entire stream playing 5 minutes of it.
I would be 100%.
Okay, so what we need to do is get Alistair like some kind of cool voice acting writing gig where he has to be away for a couple of days and I have to do the stream by myself. And much like you found the Dark Detective series when I had to do that, I will play Ace Attorney if that ever happens. I mean, like, hang on, did I not show people this? I have the pin. See? I have the little Ace Attorney pin. I used to wear it on my suits in court.
Back when Marguerite went into the office, that was one of the nerd tests, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of my nerd tests. I would always wear geeky pins on my lapels.
You had that. I think you got like the Triforce from Zelda and stuff.
I have a Zelda Triforce. I had the Phoenix Ring. Alistair, go to the movies next Wednesday evening. I'm begging you. I mean, we'll make it work, Rendy, right? We'll make it work. You can just sit in the living room and be in the chat or something.
Yeah, like I'm not going to be sitting here for 2 hours of you going, and another thing.
Yeah, right. You know.
I haven't even shown you the episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which involve Charlie being a highly gifted bird lawyer.
Bird law?
Bird law. That's where bird law comes from.
Oh, okay. Okay, that sounds amazing. Kickstarter for Alistair's movie ticket. No. The rule is £5 and a chocolate bar. That's all it takes to get Alistair into the cinema.
And the Meg 2 opens this week.
The Meg 2 opens. Trust me, he's going to be very cinematically well fed.
And, you know, if you haven't seen the first Meg, it is the best giant shark movie ever made. It's also probably the second best thing Jason Statham's ever done.
Other than Spy, yes, thank you, fine. And I would argue the one of the Fast and the Furious where there's the baby on the airplane and the
Fast 8 would be number 4.
Yeah, that one was quite good.
And The One, his first American movie, would be right up there for me as well.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's Jet Li. It's basically Highlander, but the Highlander is a dimension-hopping Jet Li killing the alt universe versions of himself to absorb their power.
That sounds amazing.
It's really fucking good. And the whole thing revolves around different kung fu styles. Like, the villain is all very kind of straight ahead and smashing through things.
Wendy says, I have a very soft spot for that fight scene in Transporter 2.
Would this happen to involve the oil?
We'll see what Wendy says. We'll give her a moment.
Yeah, because the Transporter movies are right up there as well. Also, weirdly, the Ed Skyen one.
Okay, Wendy, that answers that question. Hey, Specky!
Specky! How you doing? Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen them, the Transporter movies are a tremendously good time. And there is a very notable fight in one where, for various complex reasons, Mr. Statham is shirtless and the fight is taking place in a garage.
So, of course, oil
he kicks over an oil drum, like karates the pedals off a bike, and proceeds to do this combination dance routine / face kicking thing with these 10 guys who are all sliding around him. It is so fucking good.
So it's the second best physical badass in an oil slick movie.
First one?
Well, it's not a movie, it's a TV episode, and that would be Elliot Spencer.
Yes.
The one episode he uses guns,
yes.
which is, I believe, a season 4.
It is, yeah, because it's one of the Damien Trudeau episodes.
Yes, and more importantly, it is the one that gets riffed on by Dead Gentleman in the Christmas episode, the elf with the candy cane, who's like scouting around the corner and everything, which is so funny.
Oh yeah, he's using his clothes as weapons, and gradually he realizes he's naked from the waist up and totally ripped, so he douses himself in oil.
Wendy, understood. Yes, exactly. Gosh, I'm really waiting for. We've seen 2 seasons of Leverage Redemption now, right?
Waiting on the call for season 3.
Yeah, well,
which is going to be waiting a while.
We might be waiting a while longer, but for good reasons. And apparently, the AMPT piece decided they wanted to reach out to the WGA to sit back down, and there's a meeting happening this week. So maybe they've realized it's been a financial quarter, and they've got bubkiss to report. So they might want to get on that before they get fired by Christmas.
Also, Generation Learjet have just been face planting every time someone's put them in front of a camera for the last 3 weeks. Not quite as much as Stephen Amell, but right. Oh my fucking God.
Did he never read an episode of the Arrow show that he's been performing in for how long now?
9 years. 9 years.
Yes, there is tea. It's officially autumn. My throat hurts. It's been raining all day. Bring on the pumpkin spice lattes, god damn it. But of course, the sooner you think it's autumn, I mean, I even started an autumn cross stitch. The sooner you think it's autumn, the sooner you will have that one last perfect summer couple of weeks. So I'm trying to invoke that as well.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Herb. And the less said about the greenwashed Batman, the better. It was very significant that he broke the strike to promote his dogshit pro wrestling show and complained, then walked it back. And 2 days...
He tried to recant on that.
No, he provided context.
Oh, yes, sure.
And then 2 days prior to that, Grant Gustin, who spent 10 years carrying the Arrowverse on his back as the Flash, rocked up at a strike and protested with folks.
Yes. Right. Is that enough of an opening monologue? I mean, it's 25 minutes. It's been pretty good.
We'll push one up.
Rep.
See what's on the stylo, on the launcher. We've been ages since we've done a monologue from Nate. Have we got one on?
Yes, but we have a brand new game to start.
Okay, let's just dive on in.
Well, we're going to have to run an ad break here in a few minutes, so we might as well waffle on for 8 more minutes.
All right. It was Stephen Amell, the lead actor in Arrow, Aussie, who apparently broke the strike to promote his new wrestling drama, Heels, and also went on record as saying he thinks it's a very bad tactic.
Bad tactic. Sure. Whatever. Well, as people in the chat have said, the less said, perhaps, the better.
The one thing I will add to this is that for close to 20 years...
Oh, no, I'll talk about the other new thing that was good this week.
Close to 20 years, one of my favorite character actors has been a guy called Kirk Acevedo. You will have seen Kirk Acevedo in a bunch of stuff. He's the patron saint of, it's that guy. And
That's right, Ozzy. He called the strike a bad time.
Yeah, he did. Acevedo was on Arrow for a season as one of the villains and responded to this nonsense from Amell with 3 perfectly chosen words. And those words were, this fucking guy.
Right? The fact that he was like, I would have liked my comments on the strike to stay private, but then he talked about it on a Comic-Con stage that he wasn't even supposed to be at Comic-Con.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, apparently at the same show, Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall walked out and went, obviously, I can't talk about a damn thing to do with anything I'm working on. But you know what I've always loved and what there's been really interesting developments with recently? UFOs. Let's talk about UFOs. And this tiny Canadian comedy legend...
He got to give his PowerPoint presentation!
PowerPoint presentation!
Oh, that warms my heart. By the way, we need to have one of those.
What, like the emergency
So
PowerPoint
we went
presentation?
to Naomi Clark's birthday party a couple of weeks ago, and like the subject of PowerPoint presentations came up, and I'm like, I don't have one. I feel very underprepared and left out in a specific way. Gonna have to prepare one. I'm going to Comic-Con in Chicago next week, and I'm excited to see celebrities talk about anything other tthan their shows. It's gonna be so good, right? And Lazy Kiwi says, I found out that the meme photo of that one dude giving a peace sign in front of the grave is from the shooting of Green Arrow when he dies, and everyone wanted to leave because of the actor. Right?
You've seen this, right?
Yeah.
Here lies Oliver Queen with the flash going.
Yeah, exactly. Peace out. Yes, exactly. The other thing we did recently, like I said, it's been a very stressful couple of weeks at day job and life just in general. So last weekend,
Like 6 weeks. It's been stressful for a long fucking time.
But 3 weeks is enough to remember. So last weekend we took an unplugged day. Like on Saturday, no, for me at least, no screens.
I listened to 2 whole podcasts. You read that.
This book. Oh my God. This book. Right? So this is a World Fantasy finalist. It is an Ignite Award finalist, I believe. It is not a Hugo finalist, which says an awful lot if you read between the lines. This is the book I was talking about on Sunday. If you've read the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin, if you like an ensemble cast and lots of points of view, if you like almost House of Leaves-esque layering in your narratives and dialogue and texts, this book is phenomenal. I inhaled it. I really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of like Gene Wolfe. It's not called Black Hole Sun. I'm going to remember the name of
Book of the New Sun.
Book of the New Sun. There's 2 of them. See, that's the problem. Is it is inexorably linked to that damn song in my head now. Here it is. It's called The Spear Cuts Through Water. It's by Simon Jimenez, Jimenez.
I had to get to
It's a tonker. It is a liminal genre book, meaning it is that peanut butter and chocolate combination of fantasy and science fiction where you get to kind of guess where one starts and one ends. It is hugely mythic in that it tells stories that tell stories that live on with stories. Hold it up on camera and keep it still for a couple of seconds. Sorry, Wendy. Unfortunately, at least here in the UK, there is not a Kindle version available. I have a physical copy.
That is so weird.
I know. I think there's also a hard copy available in the UK. But it is really good. It's eating up all the short lists, and it is so freaking deserved. So if you want to... I read this really slow. Like, this is a 500-ish page book, and it took me 3 days. Normally, if I'm, like, chomping at the bit at a book, I'll go through one of Ursula's books in a day.
I seem to remember you did the Hunger Games trilogy in a weekend.
I did the Hunger Games trilogy in a weekend. Yeah. So I normally read quite quickly. I intentionally read this as slowly as
The language is
I
fruitcake.
could.
It's very rich.
It's really, really dense and wonderful, evocative prose. It's very good. So that is my recommendation. I'm putting it on his TBR shelf now. If you're looking for a new good book, Simon Jimenez, The Spear Cuts Through Water is...
And if you're looking for a new podcast,
yes,
I got 3 for you. The 2 that I shotgunned...
New podcast recommendations?
Mind blown. The 2 I shotgunned over the weekend were Not Like Us, which is a superbly good, very knows exactly what it is. Awful shit happens in a diner when possibly global awful shit is happening at the same time. It's presented kind of like someone reading a script, but it works. Works really well. That's 4 episodes. You can do that in 2 hours. Tapes from Beyond is longer. It's about 15 episodes. Kicks out to around 3-4 hours. And it is a show being made by a woman and her best friend to explore the idea that ever since she was a kid, she would receive audio tapes from a man that she did not know, trapped in a small town, alone, possibly with something horrible.
Creepy.
And it just builds and builds and builds and then explodes itself twice. It's a really, really well done show.
Nice.
And I am halfway through, near enough.
What's the
The
name of
second
the
one was called Tapes from Beyond. And the first one was called Not Like Us. And the thing I'm about halfway through right now is a show from Hanging Sloth. I think they're called Hanging Sloth Studios. Sloth Studios, who are currently crowdfunding for their most recent show. But I'm halfway through Clockwork Bird, which is very weird and cool. And it is a police detective and a child psychologist going through files they've been sent about the disappearance and apparent death of the man, the first almost entirely synthetic human on Earth, a man who had all his limbs replaced with synthetic muscle. And what becomes very apparent is he may not be dead. He may not have said yes to this.
Ooh.
That is good. And
Nice.
it's little 15-minute chunks. So I power wash something and I listen to 15 minutes of
There you
that.
go.
It's really
That's
good.
Well, it looks like capitalism is asserting itself, and it's a good chance for everybody to take a little stretch and a wiggle, refill your drink, and maybe if you this game has sound and dialogue, like I said, so you might want to get headphones or other things of that nature. We're gonna take a little 15-minute episodes. That got my attention as well. We're gonna take a little stretch break, and then when we come back, we will start the excavation of HOB'S Barrow, as I remember how to push the button. remember, if you find a body in Wendy's backyard...
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Oh my gosh. All right, so let us switch over to game environment. Give me a second. It's been a while.
Game we don't have to voice.
It's a game we don't have to voice.
Quite
we just have to push buttons. I'm very excited about this. It'll be thrilling. But first, let us talk about what the game is. Okay. Hang on a second. I think I'll just do this one. That'll be easier because then I can still hear you. All right. So we are going to be playing the Excavation of HOB'S Barrow, which is by Cloak and Dagger Games, which you'll see here.
Yes, it did. I love it. Thank you so much, Becky.
The
pin.
Little guy.
Such a cute little guy. Thank you.
Guy.
Yeah, this is my packet. This is
You lie! You lie like a dog! No! I was doing content warnings and then you threatened to take away the
I threatened your biscuit.
Very distracted. First things first.
Biscuits.
Content warnings. So this is a very M.R. James-esque horror game, which means there may be common phobias, death and dying, horror themes, mental health and trauma, sexual themes. Oh, the young gentleman visiting the nobleman in the country. Sound effects, socio-political themes, violence, flashing lights or images, and or jump scares. So we will be keeping a contemporaneous detailed list of content warnings as we go along. But the first time we encounter something, you may encounter it live and unwarned. So make whatever good decisions you need to make for you.
Please consider yourselves armed.
Yes. We will also be keeping, as traditional, a dramatis personae as we go along. I look forward to seeing what Wendy and everybody chats in there about the various characters we're about to encounter. And we've already created a collection where we will... collate, there we go, all of the previous streams about this game. So if you come in later or you miss an installment, they'll be all in one place for you, like everything else we do. And one last thing, wiggle. Oh, hey, my button doesn't work. Come back. Okay, hold on. Let's try this one. Yes, wiggle protocol has been invoked. So if you have played this game and you know what may be coming ahead of us, please don't spoil it for people in the chat. Please use the wiggle emojis or just type about wiggling. That's all fine. That is your way of signifying, you know, something we don't know. And it doesn't ruin the experience for everybody else who is experiencing it live along with us. So, with all of that out of the way, flipping through all her various screens to find her various buttons. Let's see if I remember how to start up Steam. Okay. First, I go to here so you can see it. Now I've got... Ooh, you're going to get cut off. You might want to scooch and Z. If I do... There we go. All right, there we go. No, there's not anything up right now. You're not missing anything. I'm trying to remember how to do this. Live! The game audio should kick in. I've turned it down once already, but it may come in loud and need to be adjusted. So just warning everybody right now that the game is about to start and there may be loud music. There is, in fact, sound. Are you able to hear that okay? Are you hearing that? Great, cool. That's setting the tone quite well, isn't it? I'll turn it down a little bit for us. Oops, I may have turned it down maybe a little bit too much. There we go. Sweet. All right, let's see if we might want to maybe turn this down. I'm not going to turn the speech volume. I'm digging the funky music. All right, here we go. I think we've already got the subtitles on. Yep. The sound's been... Click to advanced dialogue.
We want to click to advanced dialogue and colorblind friendly text on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We drop the music a little bit.
Yeah, we'll drop the music a touch. I think this may be just slightly loud because we are on the title screen. But okay, everybody seen this all right? Yeah, it's got kind of 16-bit, 32-bit vibes going on. Maybe 64. I don't know. Don't ask me math questions.
Just some bits.
There's some bits. All right, let's get started. All right. Hold. I'm standing in the rain. Is that directional? Hang on a second. I heard a cough.
Yes, it was.
It's to our left. I'm carrying a valise and an umbrella. Getting closer. House. But there's gonna be a gate. Big old gate. Big old gate!
And we're walking.
Ooh!
Hello.
Ah, Miss Bateman.
Oh, woohoo!
Hey, Shogo, how are you?
Welcome back to Ticehurst House. It's been quite some time.
Okay. Why are you smoking in the rain, my dude?
Terrible weather this evening, is it not?
Okay, so he's British. He commented on the weather, right?
Nurse Blaketon has had enough of me smoking inside. Makes her cough, you see.
Oh, you're coughing at her, too.
A bit of rain won't kill me, will it?
Well,
That was ominous. How are we doing on the sound volume, folks? Everybody's
you
the
mustn't
balance
be
okay?
interested in me nattering on.
I'm not, but yeah, that's polite of you to notice.
Give my regards to your father. Nurse Blaketon is preparing his supper.
Great, thank you, Wendy.
thank you, Wendy.
Okay. Can I, like, click on anything else?
You look pale, Miss Bateman. Do head inside.
I look pale, huh?
You'll catch your death out here.
You're
I
obsessed
think
with
our
that.
option is to go inside.
I think we're doing good so far. Oh, this looks fantastic.
Dearest Mother,
Classic.
I
Absolutely
hope this
classic.
letter will reach you.
Yes.
I have spent these past years in torment, trying to piece together what remains of fractured memories. What I am about to recount to you will seem beyond comprehension, but I beg for your patience. I will endeavour to explain the events that led me to Ticehurst House that night. As far as I can recall, this whole wretched story started with the receipt of a letter from a Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Smash cut. I like that. Look how she's watching the
The
countryside
letter brought
go
me to
by.
the isolated village of Bewley, deep in the moors.
We're up north.
Yes, this checks out.
Okay, I'm in
No
the
station master in sight.
I'm in the middle of nowhere in the rain. I've literally lived this, though not in a Victorian dress.
I hope the village isn't too far away. I can't recall our exact meeting place. Mr. Shoulder mentioned it in his letter.
That sounds like we need to learn how to use the object system to read the letter and find
Right?
the clue, doesn't it?
Exactly. Click to walk or interact. Right-click to examine. To access the inventory and menu, move your mouse cursor to the top of the screen. Left-click on an inventory item to select it. Right-click to examine. Once an inventory item is selected, you can right-click to deselect. You can double-click on an exit to teleport directly to it. The game will occasionally autosave. You can also save any time via the menu. Okay, so there are some shortcuts. Let me write these down. So, escape is the menu. F5 is a quick save. Spacebar will show. Okay, hold spacebar to glow. Okay, fine. Spacebar equals interactive.
Quick sidebar, I'm 44 hours into Power Wash Simulator, and I just this week discovered that if you highlight items which aren't finished on the iPad, those items glow in the world, guiding you straight to them.
F7 is quick load and M is map when available. Okay, I think that should be fast. You went to Bewerley Park. Okay. All right. So, what's interactable? Window, door, exit, sign, tracks. Ooh. Small thing, be careful hitting spacebar at the start of a scene as it'll skip any immediate dialogue and you missed a few.
Thanks, Ducky.
Thanks for the heads up, Ducky. All right, so let's look at the sign.
Bewley. I have great expectations for this, Barrow.
Oh god, really?
I'm so sorry to hear that. All right. What about these tracks?
The tracks look quite untarnished. I don't think many trains come through here.
All right. So what else was there? There was window, door, exit. Let's look in the window.
The post looks unattended. A
And the
door
door.
of fine construction.
Can I go through it?
Hello? Hello there?
Apparently not. Let's go down this way for a second. See if there's anybody else on the platform. Oh, I think that was every option we had.
I ought to read Mr. Shoulder's letter again. I can't recall the name of our meeting place.
Okay, so pull up the inventory, which is top of the screen.
What was it? Ah, okay. So I have a few coins. Right click.
I
Money.
have 6 shillings and 2 pence. My assistant Kenneth is bringing more funds tomorrow. I don't like travelling with too much money on me.
Okay. What else we got?
A gift from my mother. It bears my initials, TB.
So it's a handkerchief. All right, fine. And then here's the letter.
Dear Miss Bateman, I write this letter in the hope of piquing your curiosity. I read about your expertise in barrows, and if I understand correctly, you are writing a book on them and the treasures that they contain. I live in the village of Bewley, where a most special barrow can be found on the outskirts. It is rectangular in form and is certainly tall enough to stand up in. The place is steeped in local legend, and there is rumour of secrets to be found deep within.
The real horror was the shillings we picked up along the way. It is a very appropriate set of initials for a
TB.
Victorian woman. For a Victorian woman, yes.
I hope you will not misunderstand me, and find this letter intrusive. If you wish to visit Bewley and excavate the barrow, I will be pleased to be your guide. Please send your response to the Plough and Furrow in Bewley. I shall await your letter. Yours respectfully, Mr. Leonard Shoulder. Miss Bateman,
Ooh.
marvellous news. I shall meet you at 8 o'clock in the evening on the 14th of July of this new month at the Plough and Furrow Inn in Bewley. The inn has fine rooms, which you will find adequate for your short stay. When we meet, I shall tell you more of the circumstances surrounding the site, which is referred to locally as HOB'S Barrow. It is not located on my own land, but we will have no issue getting permission to excavate. I wish you a safe journey.
Okay.
I must make my way to the Plough and Furrow Inn.
I think the mysterious old lady wants talking to.
I swear she was not standing there a moment ago.
She wasn't.
I swear she was not standing there a moment ago.
All right. Can I talk to her?
Excuse me?
Yes?
Oh, okay. Hold on. No, stop. I want to talk to her.
Those are your conversational options.
Oh, okay.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Well, it used to be a thriving village. Not so much now. I don't spend much time there these days.
Are you local?
Ah, yes, a local I am, but I don't live in the village.
I'm looking for the Plough and Furrow Inn. Do you know where I can find it?
Ah, young lady. Leave the station and follow the dry stone wall for around half a mile. You'll come to Bewley. Go straight ahead and you'll find the market square. The inn is t'other side at square.
Thank you very much. Where are you travelling to today?
That would be none of your business, young lady.
Quite. Apologies. I wish you a pleasant journey.
Isn't there one more dialogue option? What is her accent, the old lady?
That's Yorkshire.
Yeah, proper.
T'other.
Should we try talking to her one more time?
Yeah.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Okay, fine. Alright, so...
I bid you good day, old
What
woman.
brings you to Bewley?
Oh, so now you want to talk.
I beg your pardon?
What brings you to Bewley, miss?
Lie, she looks superstitious, or tell the truth, I have nothing to hide.
When was the last time we lied in a game?
Right.
I'm here to visit a local landmark, HOB'S Barrow.
Dun dun dun! I'm expecting a lightning strike.
HOB'S Barrow? Well, I can't say I've heard of it. For what reason?
I wish to excavate it.
Grave robber, are you?
Not at all. I merely have an interest in antiquities.
What is?
Not much to be found in Bewley, if you ask me. You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
I'll take my chances.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
Ooh.
Now, for those of you playing at home,
Look, she just looked at the screen!
is the Yorkshire version of I'm gonna pray for you.
That was odd.
Alright, let's get out of here. Why is the music so ominous all of a sudden? Exit! Okay, fine. Walking along the road in the rain. I am soaking wet. Oh dear.
The crow has red eyes.
I'm sure that's fine, right? Door, crow. Maybe not. There's a couple of doors here, but she said go to the market square, right?
She did.
Oh. Hey, I get to the death omen. Behold, a market square with a church and an anvil,
The church and an anvil. Ooh, fancy.
a cart, a
Be
bucket.
North Yorkshire.
Oh, I like the music. Nice. Don't think I have need of a bucket or a broom or a horseshoe or anything.
Oh, you will.
Quite yet. Alright, what's... Ooh, the perspective shifted. Here we go, Market Square. Here's another bird. Oh, no, come over here. I want to see the bird. It's right click to examine, right? Okay, sorry, I'm very...
Quite an ornate construction. This was created with pride and care.
Only the one anvil, though, so it must be a one-horse town. Alright, what else is there in here to take a look at?
Perhaps this belongs to a merchant.
Okay.
A local dwelling. A local cobbler.
Cobbler. That one's
The
boarded
building
up.
is in a dilapidated state.
There's a little plaque here.
A small plaque beside the door reads Vicarage.
Okay, of course it does. The fog is coming in. Notice?
The Plough and
yes.
Furrow Inn.
All right.
The inn where I am to meet Mr. Shoulder.
I like the perspective shift, how you come in and out of the foreground.
The Plough and Furrow.
Don't you look lovely?
I have a bit of time before Mr. Shoulder arrives. I should inquire about a room.
And this drunk should get out of the way.
The man looks thoroughly inebriated.
I'm just gonna wander around for a minute. Ooh, an alley!
A small alley splits the inn and its neighbour.
But I cannot go into the alley just quite yet. Can I?
I should go inside the inn.
Okay, fine. Excuse me, can you move, Drunky Magoo? Gonna move.
Hello there. What's the young lady doing out alone in this sodding weather?
Okay. Are we gonna still stick with
Hello, sir. I'm heading to the Plough and Furrow.
fights? Or is it just get out of the way, you're drunk? Let's not pick any fights just exactly yet. Perhaps one. What are you doing? Oh yeah, turn it back on him. What are you doing out in this weather? That's a good one though. Let's be sassy.
What are you doing out in this weather?
Waiting for you, my dear.
Oh no, you're not.
Oh,
I doubt that.
And I've waited long enough. So, give us a kiss now, won't you?
Ew.
oh, the sideburns.
Okay. Humor him. It usually works with men. Slap him. I have no time for this.
I like the what would your wife say?
Oh, deflects the question. Perhaps he is married. I like deflecting that.
Wouldn't your wife disapprove?
My wife? Bloody hell, my wife! My tea will be on the table at this hour.
Aren't you lucky?
And if I don't get back, she'll be roaring.
You're welcome.
Until we meet again.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
No, maybe not. Off you pop.
What a buffoon.
I like her frequent look to screen like, you see this shit?
Exactly. I think now is a good time for.
I should speak to the innkeeper about a room.
Game saved. All right, cool.
When's your birthday? January. Which year? Every year. Get out.
Oh, there's a paint. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. Bell, menu, innkeeper, multiple paintings. Let's look at the paintings.
It's a crudely painted scene that appears to be of a biblical nature.
All right.
That's not Omenic at all, is it?
The Last Orders bell. Saviour of many a life.
Me too, Kiwi.
And like all these little plates. Look like how one of them is pink.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a bull.
Ooh, a bull.
A decorative plate depicting a serpent.
Hold on. We have puzzle elements.
I don't wish to take it.
Don't want to take it either.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a cat.
Okay.
A decorative plate depicting an eagle. A decorative plate. This one depicts a dog. A decorative plate depicting a bear.
All right.
The prices are cheap here.
Accurate. All right.
A fine exemplar of inebriation.
Who's this
They
one?
are engaged in an intense discussion. A rather miserable-looking fellow. He's playing a board game by himself.
Okay. Maybe he's
I
drunk.
think it's Three Men's Morris.
What's that? It's a pub that hasn't
The
bought my
painting
mother's yet.
depicts a rocky-edged lake.
Okay.
A small bronze plate states the name Lake Cubilius.
Bilious.
A pixie-faced peasant boy, painted in a naive style.
Okay, I think that's about everything so far. Now we go talk. Well, let's look at the rest of the room here a bit more. All right.
They are engaged in an intense discussion.
Restroom, more paintings.
This painting shows a Rubenesque figure brushing her hair. Quite unusual to see such a sensual work in a room like this.
Three Men's Morris is an abstract strategy game played on a 3x3 board counting lines that is similar to tic-tac-toe.
A majestic animal, cut down in his prime.
Those are remarkable antlers.
A colourful work depicting a bashful knight. It is signed N. Hamley.
And Hamley. An ode? Visions of...
Tondbert, Visions of Winklewood.
Okay.
A biblical scene of some kind. An angel is depicted looking longingly to the heavens.
Getting a little bit of a motif going on here.
Right. There's the exit, i.e. the restroom, and there's an exit. Alright, so innkeeper it is. Howdy, howdy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lass. How can I help you?
A room, please.
I am in need of a room for the night.
Aye, we aren't short of those. One night, is it?
I shall need at least 2 nights, maybe more.
Aye, 'tis not a problem. 3 shilling per night. That includes your dinner and tea.
Breakfast, you can fuck off.
Dinner and... So, dinner and tea, meaning lunch and dinner.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
They don't feed you breakfast, the one meal that you have the least capacity to cook. But everything else...
Breakfast, you can fuck off.
No buffet full English in this place, for sure.
No
Wendy,
hash browns.
Definitely in Yorkshire.
A fair price.
I'll need that payment up front for the 2 nights.
Okay, I have money.
This is payment for the room.
Alright, do that.
Thank you. Can I ask for your name, lass?
Thomasina Bateman.
Thomasina. Oh. So, firstborn, but not the boy they were expecting or wanting. Nice.
And will Mr. Bateman be staying with us tonight?
Oh dear.
Oh no.
No, I am not wed. My assistant is arriving in Bewley tomorrow.
Your assistant, you say? Will you be needing another room?
Please.
I'll keep a room spare. It's not quite as nice as yours, I'm afraid.
We just started, KDB.
We just arrived in the village of death, KB.
Yeah, you haven't missed
Not a
tons.
problem, sir. I'm sure it will be adequate. Kenneth is a man of inexpensive taste.
Here's your key. Just go through the door to the right of the bar, then up the stairs.
Right.
Room number 2.
Thank you.
Can I help you with your luggage?
No, thank you, sir. I can manage. I should go upstairs and freshen up before Mr. Shoulder arrives.
Alright, let's take a look around a little bit more. So,
I have only 2 pence left. My assistant Kenneth is bringing more funds tomorrow, thankfully.
I'm down to 2 pennies. Alright. My handkerchief, that's the letters, there's my room key. That's all. Ooh, a to-do list. Do I have a to-do list?
Freshen up and unpack. And also meet Mr. Shoulder. You had the option of asking the barkeep about Mr. Shoulder.
Yeah. I think I'll try doing it. Let's try talking to you. Breakfast? You can fuck 'em.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Miss Bateman. How can I help you?
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, I know the man.
I'm to meet him here tonight.
Can I get you something to drink while you wait?
Not yet, thank you. Bye for now.
That's very Yorkshire as well. Your mom
Bye for
says
now.
that all
As
the
you were.
time. All right, shall we go freshen up?
I was listening to an audio drama earlier today where someone had a very similar accent to this, and they got two entirely different intonations of two uses of fuck off, followed by, again, fuck off. No information. Only beverage.
Okay,
This shall do nicely.
I have another decorative plate.
Time to change into something more comfortable.
Okay.
Time for my investigating clothes.
Much better.
Okay, and autosaves then.
Kind of digging the Lara Croft's grandma vibe she has
Right?
going on.
A
Exactly.
decorative plate depicting a goat.
Sure, that's gonna be fine.
Right? It's 7 plates, 7 animals. We got an achievement for checking them all. All right, let's see what the painting is in her room.
A painting of surprising quality. It portrays a rocky outcrop overlooking a vast moor.
Who is this voice actress? They're quite good.
Perhaps a local landmark.
It's a candle, a matchbox,
A
drawers.
decrepit set of drawers. My evening light shall be provided by this solitary candlestick. Ah, complementary matches. Useful.
Did I take them?
Ah, complementary matches. Useful.
Oh, I've taken the
There's only
matches.
one match left, though.
All right, I'll have to be careful.
No doubt the mattress is stuffed with itchy straw. The wardrobe looks old, perhaps 100 years or more in age.
What's this up here on the top of it?
A sturdy-looking thing, useful to many a weary traveller. This may come in handy.
Why did I acquire a jug of water?
I don't wish to carry the bowl around with me.
I wanted to
An
use
empty
it.
bowl has been provided for washing.
See, I know where Herban is from, so I could actually hear him going, "The Moors will be alive before night's out."
A jug of simple form. It is half filled with lukewarm water.
All right. I thought I wanted to wash up, but okay. Maybe not.
A moment of delightful synchronicity.
Yeah.
That audio drama I was listening to earlier today is one of the new series of Torchwood. One of the new characters in it is an empath called Eng from another planet, who's very enthusiastic about everything. She's played by Samantha Beard. So is she.
Oh, nice. Okay. Great. Fantastic. All right. Capitalism is about to assert itself again. So
Do a
before we go
capitalism.
back downstairs, why don't we take another little quick break?
I'm liking the action neckerchief she's got going on.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We'll be back in 2-3 minutes, folks. If you need a little stretch or a little wiggle, if you haven't been, if you haven't had a chance to get up and stretch since we started, this is a good chance to do so because we've been going about an hour and a quarter now. We'll come back and we'll play a little bit more. came back to the wrong screen. Hold on. He's a little dinosaur doing a little dance.
We've had a little wiggle. We've had a Tim Tam. Thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. Can we look at the window? It does not look like the window is of any interest to us, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Have we checked the chest of drawers for loose change?
Yeah.
Trunk at the foot of the bed.
We already did that. Nice. Oh, I think we already checked.
See that? That's where the death is.
Oh dear. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, fine. We fixed that. No, we're all good. It's back. My mistake. Yep. Well, I do not have a return to game from ad button, so I had to.
You don't have one of those.
I wrote it down. I will have one next week. Whole show. Right. Let's go back downstairs and scandalize everybody because we're in trousers.
No task shall escape your to-do list sight.
Rules help control the fun. I need my little tick marks at the end of the day. Thank you. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Do I have all of my rings? Yes, I do. We can continue.
Now I have no sound.
There we go.
It's back.
Right. Behold my scandalous trousers! No one else has arrived, it looks like. Oh, who's this old man?
A curmudgeonly looking old fellow.
Alright. Should I start engaging in conversation with people, or should I get...
I think you need to get a drink for Leonard to show up.
Let me have my...
A fine
Sorry to hear that, Kiwi.
of inebriation.
Kiwi, I hope you're okay. Be careful. Alright, now I will talk to the innkeeper and spend my last 2 shillings on a beverage.
Miss Bateman, you've transformed.
I feel far more comfortable in my outdoor clothing.
You look like one of those explorers you see in the newspaper.
Thank you, that's the point.
I guess you could call me an explorer of sorts.
I'm Stanley. Stanley Kemp.
I like Stanley.
A pleasure to meet you, Stanley.
And tell me, I trust your room is adequate.
Most adequate.
Excellent.
Alright, tell me about the town.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Aye, it's a quiet place. People keep to themselves, work hard.
I look forward to exploring the village tomorrow.
There's not a lot to see, lass. But St. Edmund's Church is a fine building, worth a visit.
Okay. Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Kemp.
Well, I've been the proprietor of this inn for the last 16 years.
Okay.
I worked as a drover all over the country in my younger days.
So a drover is someone who uses a wagon to make deliveries, right? Yeah. Okay.
Saved up me coin and bought this place.
It's a fine inn.
It is.
Thank you. I often run short of ale, but my rooms are rarely full. We don't get many outsiders wanting to stay overnight here in Bewley.
Now, Mr. Shoulder, please.
Has Mr. Shoulder arrived yet?
Still haven't seen head nor tail of him, Miss Bateman.
Can you tell me about
What
him?
can you tell me about Mr. Shoulder?
Aye, he's a quiet fellow. He only comes here to check his post.
Yes, I've been corresponding with him using this address.
Have you now? You found yourself an admirer.
No.
Not quite.
What business do you have with old Leonard, then?
I have nothing to hide.
Well, if you must know, I am what some people call a barrow digger.
A what?
A barrow digger.
What in God's name is that?
In the words, dude!
Are you familiar with tumuli?
Afraid not.
Barrow is another word for tumulus, or tumuli in the plural. A profoundly interesting subject.
You've lost me.
I excavate ancient burial sites looking for relics. A barrow is traditionally a circular mound of raised earth enclosing a burial chamber.
That's why this one's unusual. It's rectangular.
Yep.
Oh, aye. You're a grave robber.
There's the running gag.
Okay.
Oh, you're a grave robber. All right, love.
Well, at this period of time, no. The word archaeologist doesn't exist. They're about to create it.
This is also loosely contemporaneous with a lot of the really interesting work that was done in paleontology.
Like Piltdown men.
All predominantly by women.
All done by women, all claimed by men. Lots of dynamite archaeology going on at this period of time.
I am no such thing.
Don't worry, lass. I've met all sorts in here over the years. I won't tell anyone.
Foreign lady wearing pants digging graves. You're a grave robber, honey. Sorry.
I assure you, my goal is more noble than petty grave robbery.
Why? Because you said so?
Because I was educated at Oxbridge.
What sort of relics do you find then? Gold? Silver? Bones?
Yeah, what sort of robbing do you do? The expensive robbing? Or do you just do basic plunder? Little light scavenging on the weekends, you know.
It's not robbery if you sell it to the British Museum, right?
Six drugs, please.
Rarely gold or silver, but treasures certainly. Ancient pottery is the most common find. I've been excavating barrows all over the country. I'm documenting my findings in preparation for my book.
It's not robbery if you have a posh accent and someone else does the digging, right?
It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
Oh, aye. Very interesting.
Yeah, I can tell you're wrapped, Stanley.
But what does old Leonard have to do with this?
He sent me a letter in which he told me about an unusual barrow in Bewley. A site called HOB'S Barrow. I'm meeting him here this evening to find out more.
I've lived here nigh on my whole life, and I've heard naught about a HOB'S barrow.
This is concerning me. Okay.
Are you sure you've never heard of HOB'S Barrow?
Oh no, it's called Hobbington something, right?
Not in my life, lass. But I'll tell you something. The moors stretch further than the eyes can see once you leave this village. There's no doubt many a discovery to be made.
And we don't have GPS, so you could get lost.
Quick sidebar. I once did a school visit when I was running the comic shop. And I arrived on time, 75 miles away, at the other school with that name in Yorkshire. So they just rescheduled me for the next week. But my point is, this kind of tracks.
I wonder what we're going to say about Stanley here and aren't about us for something, sure.
Mr. Shoulder said the barrow is well known locally, a place of legend.
I'm afraid you're going to have to speak to him about it. Why are you interested in digging around in the dirt, lass?
Bold.
Haven't you better things to do with your time?
Careful.
Yeah, we're about 2 minutes
I enjoy
off like
nothing
finding
more
a
than
man.
The thrill of discovery, uncovering the past and piecing together our history. I inherited this passion from my father.
Of course you did. And I just woke up one morning. I just
Father!
woke up one morning and hated everything.
Like finding a husband.
Oh, a barrow digger too, eh?
Indeed. He would take me with him on excavations as a child.
That sounds wholesome.
Does he still come with you now, on your own adventures?
No, this is where we find out my personal tragic backstory. My father is dead, right? Here, let me save quick before we launch into the tragic backstory.
He's dead.
Right? Did it save? I don't think
It didn't say
My
so.
father's been bedbound by illness
Oh,
for
he's
many
still dead.
years.
we save. Come on, save.
Don't think you can save in the middle of the conversation.
I am sorry to hear that, lass.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp. He is well looked after at a private hospital. Thanks for your time.
As you were.
Right, now can I save? Let's just manually save then. Please enter name for your saved game. What should we call it? Talked. I can type honest. Talked to Stanley. All right. Now he's going to go back to polishing the bar. This is actually a pretty good place for us to stop for the night, because from here, I think we'd want to start talking to the people in the town and
That's
waiting
not a bad
for...
point. I'm also increasingly convinced Leonard isn't real, might be evil, but is real, or something very awful is happening.
And then we need to figure out who wrote the letters. Definitely not Curse from his grave robbing and passing it on to his children, right? Exactly.
Me dad bring me up on the tread. Yeah, Ozzy, this is a pretty solid accent to imagine for Secret Garden.
Yep. All right, why don't we leave it here then? We'll pick it up next week, folks. And we'll play a little bit more, but we have time.
Do we have a shenanigan?
We do have a shenanigan. Shall we tab over to the shenanigan? Give me a second. I'm going to make the game be quiet. Then I'm going to find my buttons. And then we will go to shenanigans. There we go. All right. That sounds like it works.
We'll just leave her standing awkwardly at the bar for a week. It'll be fine.
You've added this to your Steam wish list. Good idea. So, what does everybody think so far? It's a nice kind of point and click adventure. I like that it is a female protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. Stanley's cool. We're in this little tiny podunk, not cursed, honest town with the harbinger of doom that we passed on the way in and all that good stuff. It is rather slow. I'm sure you could barrel through it a little bit quicker than we are, but you know, that's kind of we play it pretty slowly, and we like to investigate things as we go along. So far, so good. The story is nice. The acting is good. Making sure you saved your game. Do you wish to quit? Yes, I do wish to quit. I'm enjoying it. It'll be interesting to see how it develops. Oh, I'm going to check the Dramatis Personae document and see what folks have put in it.
Yeah, it is heavy on the vibes right now.
Yeah, right now it is all vibes. Here, let's see the Dramatis Personae. What have we got so far? Thomasina Bateman, player character, has arrived in Bewley at the invitation of Leonard Shoulder to excavate the barrow for her book. Definitely not a grave robber.
Mr. Leonard Shoulder wrote a letter to Miss Bateman inviting her to visit an interesting barrow.
Nurse Blaketon doesn't want the butler smoking in the house.
Woman, a local woman for local people, has never heard of HOB'S Barrow.
Kenneth, Miss Bateman's assistant, is bringing money. Tomorrow. Drunk man, get out of the way, sir. You're drunk. Also, your wife has your dinner ready. Stanley Kemp, innkeeper of the Plough and Furrow, has also never heard of HOB'S Barrow.
It's only robbery if you're poor. If you're rich, it's sparkling archaeology.
Love
Well
it,
done.
Zalia. Love it. Fantastic. That's a good starting list. I think that's everybody we've encountered. Yeah. There's also Mother. So whoever it is that Thomasina is writing to in the letters at the very top of the game. And we don't know what her relationship is with her mom.
But it also implies, the narrative here is interesting because it implies firstly that she survives this incident. And secondly, that she is returning several years later to try and understand what happened.
Possibly, or not quite sure, but it could be. Yeah, exactly. There's also mom. Missing mom, sick dad. Sick dad, who is also cursed. A grave robber, right? Exactly.
Full on Danhausen, cursed. Yes. Cursed.
Exactly. There we go. All right, I will leave Wendy and Ducky and Zalia to update the Dramatis Personae, and we will contribute to that more as the game goes on. But in the meantime,
shenanigans.
Let us have some nonsense. Before we do nonsense, just really quick, can I just show people and remind everybody how cool this piece of fan
art amazing
is? To be teased about your emails to a blog by your boyfriend after you've eloped. I just imagine, look, they're in the little cabin, and they've got the old desktop computer, and Martin's found the blog, and just, you can see how bright red John's face is through his hands. It's so funny. I think that's adorable. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. I appreciate it. Right, we'll go back to shenanigans, but I just wanted to shout out that thing. I think it was really cool. I'm yawning again because I'm tired. And I took a nap earlier. So I'm really tired. To be fair, it's been raining like all freaking day. We had to go out for lunch and do errands in the rain. But then we got Popeyes and peach and mango pie from Jolly Beans.
Peach and mango pie.
I was okay. Yes. But it's been rainy and gray. When the sky doesn't change color all day long, it's very like mood dampening and difficult to feel the passage of time. And so I don't like it. A very British summer. It's raining and I don't like it. But let's do some shenanigans. Right. Here we are. Where are we? Where did I put them? Oh, this is from Chickens of Unusual Size. This is going to be a good one. Here we go. Shall we alternate paragraphs like we've done in the past? So, I was raised agnostic and tend to remain ambiguous on theological matters.
But my house has a porch on the second story that affords me a terrific view of my neighborhood and the Colorado Front Range, and I was partaking of some peace before the 4th of July Fingerloss festivities begin, and I have had a spiritual experience.
I just watched my neighbor try to unload an actual wooden pallet that had to have been forklift into the back of his insecurity pickup worth of fireworks.
Except that he does not have a forklift in his garage.
He does have so much sports memorabilia and cardboard boxes of unsold MLM merchandise and patriotically themed camping gear and posters of women in bikinis and flags of suspect political organizations in his garage that there is only barely enough space for the fireworks, and certainly none for his truck.
So, he had to unload the individual boxes of recreational explosives from the back of his truck and stack them in the minimal space he had cleared by hand. This is a tedious and time-consuming process, as this neighbor has purchased a wide variety of recreational and locally illegal explosives instead of many of just a few types, so the individual boxes are rather small.
I just have to say, I got woken up by somebody setting off an M80 across from us the other day.
It flew horizontally down the street. It was like a fucking... Seriously,
Oh, you seriously saw it?
I saw the light track.
Whew. Okay. He begins, and this is crucial to what happens next, by cutting apart the industrial-grade saran wrap his explosives dealer had so carefully wrapped his merchandise in and discarded it, unsecured, on his lawn.
Where outdoor conditions sometimes happen.
His process for unloading the fireworks is to... 1.
Climb up through the gate into the bed of his pickup truck, a feat made unusually difficult due to the slope of his driveway, and this man's fascinating decision to wear the world's stiffest and least flexible denim overalls.
2. Once in said pickup bed, he selects one box from the pile. He's apparently from a niche religious institution that doesn't believe in stacking things.
3. Carries it awkwardly around the pallet that barely fits in the truck bed.
4. His wife yells, "Be careful!" when he nearly falls out of the pickup truck.
5. He yells, "Shut up!" back at her.
6. The large German Shepherd barks from inside the house.
7. He yells, "Shut up!" back at her too.
8. He sets the one box down on the gate.
9. Slowly and awkwardly climbs out of the pickup bed.
10. Picks the box back up and carries it into the garage.
Sleep well, Rebecca.
I'm jet lagged and the journey was such a nightmare. I feel my soul left my body. Please get some rest of whatever appropriate for time zone and jet lag dealing situations you are in right now. Question: aren't you going to help this poor man?
Absolutely not.
There's 4 military veterans, many dogs, and several people with dementia in this neighborhood, all of whom are terrified by the chicanery every year, and many neighbors have repeatedly asked him to maybe do the fireworks somewhere else. This is the 8th year running he's held a major demolition event in his driveway, And for those of you who can do the math, you may be able to guess the precipitating incident to this little ritual.
Additionally, I live in Colorado, a state marginally less prone to spontaneous and catastrophic conflagrations than a rotting grain silo, but only marginally.
See also California. Our recreational explosives laws are written accordingly.
I am, in fact, calling the non-emergency line to report fireworks violations and reading off the brand labels to someone named Dorothy, who is gleefully totaling up a spectacular fine for my oblivious neighbor.
However, while I'm on the phone with Dorothy, I notice the wind begin to pick up. And by notice, I mean the industrial saran wrap he left on his lawn earlier is suddenly swept up about 100 feet into the air by an updraft intense enough to make my ears pop.
And by pick up, I mean I look up to the sky, which has turned a fun and exciting shade of glass green, and the bottoms of the clouds are bumpy and rounded, and the overall effect is not unlike looking up through the bottom of the cup of God's matcha boba tea.
Okay.
That is very bad.
That is very bad. Tip to the wise, when the sky turns green, you take cover. You do not ask questions. You do not take photographs. You take cover. The sky is never meant to be green. The sky turning green means bad things are about to happen. There's a reason the sky is always green in horror movies. It is bad. I've seen one green sky. I was trapped in a rental car in torrential rain, and it terrified the ever-living out of me.
For those of you who do not live in places with inclement weather, these conditions mean you have about 30 seconds before a major meteorological event occurs.
And those letters, those are capital letters. Major meteorological event occurs. I move under the eaves. Hang on, Dorothy, I say, nose filling with petrichor, i.e. the smell of rain hitting hot cement. The show is about to be cancelled.
Oh, that doesn't matter, Dorothy cheerfully informs me. It's illegal for him just to possess those, no matter if he actually gets to set them off or not.
Terrific, because he's got maybe 5 boxes out of 100 inside. I think I know how this is going to end.
Sometimes the weather gods are merciful, and they give you a verbal warning, typically in the kind of thunderclap that makes your ears ring.
The gods were not merciful today.
It's not often that I am in the time, place, correct angle, or in a properly observational frame of mind to see this. But you go.
You read the whole paragraph.
But I got to see it today. I thought. I've never seen a cloud just dive to the ground before. Oh, I realized as it got closer. That's rain. I've had this happen.
Mm.
Years and years ago in York, I was waiting for a bus with a friend, and it was on the far side of town. So there is an ordinance in York that nothing can be taller than York Minster. So it's the only thing you ever see.
It's an ordinance from before York Minster
yes.
was built.
So, about 2 miles directly in front of me is York Minster, and we're chatting away, and the sky's relatively clear. Now my friend looks up and goes, "Where did it go?" And we look around, and York Minster has disappeared. And we look at each other and go, yeah. We get undercover, and literally 5 seconds later, a Genesis wave of torrential rain breaks across the entire city.
Actually, a myth. York Civic Trust
thanks.
just lean heavily on planning committees. Oh,
Interesting.
I'm
Thank you.
going to have to test that at some point. Sometimes a thunderstorm will form in such a way that the rain that would normally be distributed over an area of, say, 5 to 10 square miles is instead concentrated into an area of, say, my neighborhood. Exactly.
So today, I was granted the rare privilege of being able to actually see the literal wall of water descend from on high and directly onto my porch, my street, my neighbor's truck, his pile of unwrapped fireworks.
The sheer impact force of the downpour immediately scatters the teetering pile of firework boxes in the back of the truck, like the wrath of God striking down the Tower of Babel. Boxes tumble and are washed out of the bed by the truck by the deluge. Smaller boxes are carried down the road in a little line by the stream forming in the gutter like impotent explosive ducklings.
My neighbor, was definitely yelling.
Yeah, as Hawkeye said, sometimes the gods say, fuck that spot in particular.
But I could not hear what, over the deafening noise several million gallons of water make upon high-speed contact with the Earth's surface. But there was a lot of arm waving and faces turning red as he went looking for the saran wrap that had probably arrived in Nebraska by now, while his wife started disassembling the complex three-dimensional puzzle of interlocking material goods in search of a tarp.
They do not have a tarp.
They have one of those wretched thin blue line flags, though, and my neighbor jogs out in a futile effort to cover what's left in the truck.
Which is when the hail begins.
Hello? Yelled Dorothy.
Hi, I shouted. We're having some weather.
Oh, good, she shouts back. We need the moisture.
I watched for a minute longer, but the loss was immediate and catastrophic. The hail is the size of marbles and dense, and cares not for your pitiful cardboard and cellophane, ripping the boxes asunder and punching holes in the few things covered in plastic.
The colours on the thin blue line flag are seeping all over the remains of that it was supposed to protect, in a particularly apt visual metaphor, because sometimes these colours do run.
Not even the few boxes that made it into the garage are spared, as the German Shepherd escapes from indoors and, in an attempt to assist her humans, jumps directly into the small sack of not yet ruined boxes, scattering them into the driveway and the deluge. She even picks one up, so her humans will chase her around the yard before dropping it in the gutter to be swept away.
So, I was raised agnostic. But even I can recognize when God slaps someone upside the head and shouts, "No!" at them.
You know what's worse? This guy's going to get a fine in the mail.
Yes.
2 weeks later.
Congratulations.
And still have to pay it.
You've spent $5,000 on bullshit, out of town, completely illegal, traumatizing fireworks, and here's the $25,000 fine you get to pay for that.
I'm very, very tempted to be like, is there a follow-up post to this one? Oh no, this was posted this July. He might not have gotten the fine yet. Wow. Let's go to the blog and see if there was a follow-up. So that's a pin post. Here's more. This is from August. Well, there's this person is a regular poster, so there's a great deal of content here. Ballad of Smokin' Joe, Rude Boy. Oh, this person drew the poster for Tom
I think they
Hardy.
did.
Oh, how cool! I'm just scrolling through the blog to see if there's been any sort of update. Ducky, I task you. If there's been any... Really? A fine just on the basis of a neighbor phone call? Well, possibly. If this person is a known repeat offender, and the post kind of implies that this is something he's done every year for 8 years. Also, the phone call doesn't say it, but if I were on the phone making that phone call, I'd be snapping photos at the same time to send to them. So there may be more documentation going into the fine than is reported. Exactly. Of course, you can, the caller can report the address as well. But if I was that, I'd be taking photos. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Ducky. And I think that's all we have for tonight. We're a little early, but that's okay. I think, Wendy, are you home? You are home. We got photos of your backyard being torn asunder. So this is a good thing because it means we're going to finish on time.
I mean, you're either home or the builders are emailing you photos with, "Is this bad?" Written under them.
Oh no, that would be really scary if the builder's like, "Whoops!" You just get a text from the builders.
"Dear Wendy, has your backyard always smelt of gas? Lols."
Oh God! Right? Exactly. Right. Let's tell folks where we're going to be in the coming time period, and more importantly, where we are not going.
So they emailed us photos while we were away. Aha. So the full lid will go live this coming Friday. It has a whole bunch of stuff in it, including a hilarious letter being read by Miriam Margolyes.
Okay, cool.
And a review of They Cloned Tyrone, which is on Netflix and is fucking amazing.
That sounds good.
And then we will not be here on Sunday.
We will not be here on Sunday. Hopefully, with luck, we will discover if Manchester has moose coffee and we can have really good coffee.
Oh,
American
moose coffee.
breakfast. That
The
would be
moose.
delightful.
The coffee.
And then we're going to a wedding. Oh, I'm wearing my tuxedo. Neener,
Yes,
neener.
and I
I'm
also will be
excited.
wearing clothes.
He will also be wearing clothes. That is fortunate. I don't want to get arrested. And which asks, is that good? It didn't look good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Very good.
It's very, very good.
Very, very fun.
Yeah. And then we're back on Wednesday.
Yes.
Next week as normal.
That is correct. Text picture. I'm sure there will be photos. Don't worry. There will be photos. But we were asked to wear, the wedding party asked all the guests to wear something white. And this is a teal green tuxedo. So I'm wearing white sneakers. Neater. I get to be comfortable and on theme. It's great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it is a lesbian wedding, so that works for me. I think that works for everybody. I don't have to wear heels. Because it might be raining all day too, so we'll figure it out. It'll be fun. Comfy and stylish. That is what I aim for.
Don't worry. I'm official designated photographer for Marguerite, not the wedding. Not even just on Saturday, just in general. So don't worry, I'll hook you up.
Thank you, everybody. I think that's everything. Is there anything else that's going on? I mean, Hugo voting's open if you're a Hugo voter.
Hugo voting's
by all
open.
means,
If you're
please
somehow a
consider.
BFS member,
You'd have to be on a jury.
you'd have to be on a jury,
you're on
and
a
it's a
BFS
massive
jury,
conflict of interest.
By
So
all means.
let's skirt hurriedly
Yeah.
past that. It's okay. I don't think anyone noticed.
That's okay. All the nominations are out and all the voting is taking place. So awards gonna award.
Mhm.
I loved wearing Chuck Taylors with the blazer when I worked in the office. Alistair wears Chucks with his kilt.
Yes, I do.
They look awesome.
I call them tux chucks.
Tux Chucks! Exactly. Ooh, why don't I have Tux Chucks?
Why don't you have tux chucks?
Do I have I don't have time to buy Tux Chucks by Saturday. All
That
right.
sounds like an upgrade.
Putting that on the upgrade list for sure. Tux Chucks, hell yeah. I think that's everything.
I think it pretty much is.
Go
Yeah.
forth and be awesome. One of these days we're gonna have a slightly more like established patter at the top of these things and at the end of these things.
And we're about to be in a car for 10 hours
I
across
know,
the weekend,
right?
so shit's going to get figured out.
Exactly. We'll come up with something. See you in the stars. I don't know. No, that's anybody
Thank you
else.
so much for the Tim Tams. We had one. They were so good.
They're very good. They're very, very good. And let's stop waffling on and let everybody go to bed.
All right.
including
Thanks,
us.
everybody. Slightly early doors tonight. It's all good. Go forth. Thank you for joining us. I've been Alistair.
I've been Marguerite.
And this has been Spooky.
Has it?
Oh, it was.
It's been atmospheric. What are you in? Atmosphere, right? Exactly.
And this has been Vibes.
This has been vibes, right? I mean, that's the whole point of Night Cheese. Cheese and vibes. That's our brand. What is cheese and vibes in Latin? We should look that up.
My homework for next time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.